So, Ford vs Ferrari. You know what? I'd say this is a strong contender for my top 5 or top 10 movies of this year. But if you didn't already know, Ford vs Ferrari is about this American car designer, Carroll Shelby, and this British race car driver, Ken Miles. And how they create this revolutionary race car for Ford Motors to compete against Enzo Ferrari's team at the 24-hour Le Mans racing tournament in France of 1966. And I gotta say, after watching this movie, I was just really surprised, and honestly would say that this is one of my most favorite movies of the year. And, you know, being someone who doesn't really know about the story, haven't really heard about anything relating to what the story of this movie was in the real life, it was a real eye-opener for me. And yeah, I mean, I love cars, you know, particularly modern sports cars, luxury cars and stuff like that. I really haven't delved into any old-fashioned cars as such, which is what this movie had. A lot of really old-fashioned kind of Ferraris, Fords, race cars, and it was really cool. It was really great. Like, it was different, and that's what I loved about this movie. It's been a while since I've seen a racing movie. Yeah, not you. And the one word that I describe with this movie is that it's interesting, because you get to learn, like, why they're doing this, why they're building a car, why they want to compete against Enzo Ferrari, what happens, you know what I mean? It shows you where they started and how they developed. And I'm going to say the same about this movie as I did with Creed 2, and it's not just about racing. Like, Creed 2 wasn't just about boxing. In this movie wasn't just about the racing. You see and you get to learn about these characters and what they do and their decisions. There's a good balance between the drama and the intensity that racing gives, and just normal chatter and humor among friends and characters. Both Christian Bale and Matt Damon were outstanding, and also a couple of other actors that honestly I can't remember at the top of my head right now, but yeah, there were a lot of good performers in this movie. The beginning and the lead up to kind of the finale, I guess, was very kind of slow, but you know, I'm not a big fan of slow-paced movies, but in this movie it worked. It was very interesting. They were able to keep that kind of level of entertainment up the whole time, even though it was very slow-paced. And then the final, 30, 40 minutes of this movie, it felt like a completely different movie. It was different, very different. That's when the actual intense racing started, and it really got me into the moment of the movie. And I think they needed that long runtime to have all these sorts of elements in the movie, and I think it worked pretty well. But I feel like some things got brushed a little bit too fast. I don't know how close this movie was to the real story, but I like the fact that they put real images of, you know, Carroll Shelby and Ken Miles at the very end of the movie. That was really awesome to see. And yeah, I know it's based off the real story, but like, from a movie's perspective, some things, like towards the end, just some things in general were brushed off a little bit too fast for my liking. But yeah, I mean, this movie in general was a very good movie, and definitely in my top 5 or top 10 best movies of this year. It was very interesting. It was also very emotional in a way, and this movie took me on a journey that I didn't think I was going to take coming into it, and I really couldn't ask for any more than that. I'm going to give Ford vs Ferrari an A. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Have you seen Ford vs Ferrari? What did you think about it? Please leave a comment on your thoughts below. Like the video if you liked it, and drop a sub to help the channel out. Also, feel free to check out my previous video. Until next time.